Election day, and my kids got off from school. It's been a great day. He's been inside playing video games, drinking Gatorade, and having some chips and food. My friend came over today, and we were fixing his bike. He got a package of tires, tubes that were they were round and they were cushionable, or forget the name of the they were like foam, but they came in the package that was all bent and improperly packaged. They should have put them in boxes and kept them stretched out as round tires that go in a circle. But they put them in folded up and squished all together, and it left marks in the tires when we took them out. And they said he gave them a bad review because, well, they did a bad job sending us, and he wasted like $80 on stuff that shouldn't have been put together properly. That it's just, what are you guys doing at work? And when these packages companies, why are we getting mail also sent from dead people that died 5 years ago? If it's supposed to be a system, when somebody dies, they make it a public incident. They make it publicly known that people have passed on. So why do you keep sending us mail, auto insurance, fire insurance, or all kinds of health insurance? We don't get postcards from people that my grandfather or grandmother knew, but you're still sending us mail from stuff that's outdated, but yet you want everybody updated with all these votes and how to use technology and computers. So we're pretty much updated to here in 2024, even though my memories are a couple of months behind than where I am here in the present, because of I'm getting myself healed and stuff like that. But it's just, how do people keep doing all this stuff, man? You're making it worse on us and adding more weight than you really should. It's getting ridiculous to discuss other circumstances that seem to not outrank, what type of personification we put out there is, you want us to do all this heavy lifting and heavy work and working brilliantly at our jobs and overdo things so you can get more sales and more money and explore more roadways and dig up more roadways to build roads and create better system and a better society. But you got to meet us halfway. You got to do your part as well as us little employees. All you managers got to do the part with us. It's a together system. I know it's as corny as they say, but we were taught this way in school, to give everything our best, and you just fire us and move on to somebody else, and you don't give people chances. If they mess up at jobs, you just fire them off the bat. You find purposely things, like if we work for Walmart, you purposely find ways to fire your employees instead of keeping them on contract. And if you got not enough jobs to meet the requirements of the amount of people out here or skills, you got to start building more buildings instead of building more homes and more school buildings, which, if there's too many kids in school, then send them online. There's plenty of online schooling that was around when coronavirus came around. You never had too much problems with that, and all that was just warnings from people catching colds and spreading pneumonia and boogers all over the place and wiping each other's clothes and people sneezing all over each other. What kind of citizens we live in, man? They're like babies out here. Do we have to change your diapers for you too, and think for you and speak for you and say all kinds of things? You don't hold us talent meetings. You don't host meetings in our town to invite the public. By the time you send emails out for us to get to these meetings, the meetings are already over with. You don't put ballots on the ballots for higher pay and more jobs and better homes and a better system on the ballots, but you promise it in all your speeches and commercials and making us all feel great and important. But then when it comes time for you to strike down and do the jobs, you leave us in the dust. And then you wonder why half the people don't want to even show up to even vote for anything. So you just automatically assume you can bring immigrants from the other countries to take up and vote for our country, even though they don't live here. They don't even have jobs, but you enlisted them into getting yourselves in trouble for all that stuff. You wonder why you got in trouble for that, because you're just winging it. You're just winging your business leaderships, and that's not what people went to college for their grants. That's not what they wasted 5 years of college for, to study all these books and scenarios on how to deal with retail and deal with the college courses they took. They got to read all these books and come into the life and do these jobs. And you people out there are acting like freestyle, where you're just creating your businesses off the top of your brain. You're not doing the right, correct jobs and everything. This is not only the stuff I went through working. You know, you're not giving us good reviews when we're working as best as we can in fast times and washing tables and cleaning floors and cooking burgers. We're wearing gloves and protecting ourselves, but yet we're still getting robbed. You don't put in cameras in these jobs. You cut people off. You close buildings down early because of the crime rate and all this other stuff. Well, where's the police during all this? You stop visiting donuts and stop giving them free food. You run out of money when you're giving thousands of officers free food. That's like thousands and thousands of dollars that you're losing in a day, let alone a week or a month. You know, you're not holding these skills correctly. You're not hiring the rest of us. Half of us are doing these autobiographies and documentations online for research or for whatever reason, and we're not getting enough attention. We're not getting ourselves spread out through the internet. You know, we're just stuck on cameras looking like idiots and bigots and like we're stressed out and wanting to harm each other. But if we start talking that way, you want us sent to therapy and therapists and all kinds of stuff. But I'm purposely talking to you and talking to the fans and leaving information jotted down the line. I don't want to talk about this adult stuff. I don't care about your governments. I don't care to do this stuff. None of it is my qualifications. I don't want to be a part of all this stress that adults get into and watch the news 24/7 and all this other stuff. I've already made up my mind what I want to do with life, and you're not even advanced on that technology. You're a bunch of liars and perverts and all kinds of bad people holding these jobs down. You don't have the recommendations your own selves, but you're supposed to be our bosses and owners of these companies. You only got into it because somehow you got rich, somehow, but everybody else ain't rich. We're working harder for you people, and you're getting all the money and supplies and satisfactions and awards and everything else in life, and music ain't helping any better. There's too much controversy out here, but all I hear all over the place, the majority that's played is the same stupid crap over and over again that's been around for 20 years, and you're playing their music more than you even play new people's music. You don't know the full extraordinary abilities and work and the time and ethics people put into all this stuff. You just go, oh, well, that's just easy to rap a song, you know? Yeah, well, it's not so easy because you got to follow rules and standards. You can't copy off of the rest of the billions of people. It's nothing like regular jobs. Things we talk about, and when we take camera views of each other and do scripts and all this other stuff, you're not supposed to be copying off of each other's films or music and interests. You can't have similar idealistic views and conversations and hypothesis and intriguing intellect and carrying dynamics and changing our voices. But you do all that stuff when you want cartoons. You have no problem picking out 10 people for movies, but there's like billions of us that are applying for this stuff. So why aren't you crunching out more channels? Why aren't you crunching out more workers to sell more cars? Why can't people buy more cars? Because they're not paying enough. So why are all these businesses shutting down? You're purposely wanting to make the world divided in a worse place. You people need to be drug tested. You people need therapy, and you don't have a choice in the matter because you're describing us in the wrong nature and considering every person is a criminal, a felony, a bad person. I know what the words you're already saying on the sidelines without me around, because it's been going on for years that it's so annoying that I don't want to be a part of your regulated country, and you just tell us to move away, and that doesn't help anything. You're not in charge. You lost it. You lost all your rights as soon as you started screwing people over and been negative with people or get jealous, get mad. You tell people to shut up. You tell your workers, you let your workers run around on their phones and talk all day on the phones and spend time watching videos and listening to music. You have conversations at doctor's office with each other and employees, but then you forget who your patients are. You forget all your information. Half of the nurses and doctors are sleeping with each other and cheating on each other and cheating on wives and ruining lives. And you expect everybody to just fall into your temptations, and we're not like that. You know, if you've ever had that bad stuff happen to you, well, maybe you should, just to find out, because you've always laughed at the rest of the citizens who warned you about all this bad stuff and the mayhem of the towns going down in mayhem and murder and loss of money and people destroying each other's lives. We gave you fair warning decades ago and you blew it off. Well, now we're not going to come back so friendly and so loving nature, appealing to your obesities of laws and regulations against us. We're not going to give a crap. We're still going to do whatever it is we desire to do, because half of us out here are doing what's right, but you won't see that. And I'm sick and tired of telling people what we're doing and the actions of what we're doing. I'm tired of writing comments on these internet controversy stories and everybody's commenting on each other's videos and it not matter to people because that's what you say, so you automatically think that's the answer when it never is. You're not doing anything. We spend all these 4 years fighting to getting a better system while the other half of the public are twiddling their thumbs with their butt up their friggin' face and butt up their own nose, sniffing it like they're in love with it, sniffing it like they're in love with the drama, obsessed with people dying, obsessed with thinking it's like the movies until they lose their best friends and family members to drugs and fentanyl and all kinds of murders down the streets and people with guns and oh, but then when it happens to you, you all of a sudden, oh, we need justice, we need help, we need assistance. Well, military is a gift. They don't have to serve your streets. We could still get paid and not serve the missions just as much as lazy people do at work in their jobs. We can get paid thousands and thousands of dollars just by buying $200 worth of medals off the damn fucking internet and work for our own government in our own countries and spread out our own rules and regulations and laws and create a system that's oppressed if you'd like, or create more rules and laws against you politicians and against you countrymen because you're not using the Constitution in a direct notice. And since I can say all this because I have freedom of press and freedom of speech, you wouldn't be so stressed out unless you're really actually doing all this bad positioning that people are talking about and making conversations, and we getting news every day and every week. I'm getting apps sent to me and of news that's going on in the town, and so it's all really happening. So it's kind of disgusting and disturbing that this is even how society considers living their lives. I don't want to have to do that growing up and be involved in that. I want to make my skits and I want to live things. I want to travel to cities. I want to go to dinners. I want to go miniature golfing. I want to bring my kids around. I want them to have a good education. They're already got a good education. We're already doing our goals. Who gives a crap if it meets your expectations? You know, half of these cars out here don't even last 10 years, but yet you expect us to work for 10 years, but they fire you within a couple of months just because they don't like your attitude or the way you dress, or because you don't shave. You're supposed to shave every day, but girls don't even shave their legs every day, and girls are fighting each other and cock blocking, and everybody's cock blocking. It's just plain annoying that I'm just fed up with all the crap crap. I don't want to be part of your dealerships and your systems and have to sit around and talk about this crap, because we could just make diss tracks about all this stuff, and then there's nothing you can do about it because it's all freedom of speech. So you get to live with those circumstances. Instead of making fun of people like myself, they'd rather listen to my voice over your stupid opinions.